Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. This Saturday morning. What's going on, you guys? Don't forget, you got to get your coffee. This is your girl, Dr. T. I am coming to you every Saturday morning to just bring some inspiration on Saturdays to help kind of reset your reset yourself as you are, getting into the weekend. And guess what? It is not technically officially summer, but after Memorial Day is summer. Yeah, so it's summer, y'all, and we've made it through. And today, I just want to encourage you and figure out ways that we can energize you this morning, right? So I come to you every morning, and the reason why I was sparked because this is Coffee with Dr. T. I like my coffee, right? And and also for my best friend. This is a time in the mornings when we get together and we chop it up in the morning and to encourage one another to get um our lives together, and kind of, make our lives better when we are talking things through with each other, if you feel me. Both have a spiritual base. She's Catholic, and but we're both Christians, right? And so I attend a non-denominational church, but always Christ-centered. And so today we're going to really look at just some tips on how to stay encouraged, stay motivated. And so, one of the things that I can give you one secret that helps me to prepare for Saturday mornings is some. I usually ask God before I lay my head down. I say, God, what do you want me to tell the people? What do you want me to say? And so I know we've been going through hope. Hope is the year. Hope is my word of the year. So it's HOPE. And I knew that we were coming up against the E. Um, Again, and I wanted to be able to say, hey, what can I talk about? And so this actually allows me to also kind of look up some funky words, right? So one of the words I don't want to get into, but just a little method to my madness is eudaimonia. So eudaimonia also starts with E, and that is just a shameless plug. That is the brand of my beauty line. And so eudaimonia, because I did not want to technically say that it was all health and wellness, because the health and wellness ideology or theory was being introduced and really heavily marketed. I did not want to continue in that path. So I found that word. It's an Aristotle term, but it means health and wellness. So when I'm doing these things, it's actually, I'm learning and growing and identifying words, and in order to encourage you and to motivate you and inspire you in everything that I do. So today's words are more of encouragement and energize, right? So sometimes when you're encouraging people, you also now have to give them tools that will kind of energize or spark that encouragement, because you don't want to encourage people and then don't give them the things they need in order to make it happen. So that's what your girl Dr. T is here to do, right? So if we go by just in scriptural reference, I told y'all in January there was going to be a shift. I am in seminary school, so I told you guys there was going to be a little shift in what I do, to add some Bible stuff in there. But so we're going to talk about Romans 15:4 through 5. And just real brief, this is the book of Romans was written by Paul, evangelizing and telling those that are in Rome, that these are some of the things that you need to pay attention to. So it was a letter to the Romans. And where you have the chapters of Romans, right? Paul has written Romans. So here he's just basically trying to really encourage people. So he says, "For whatever was written in former days was written for our instructions, that through endurance, through encouragement of the scriptures, we might have hope." Again, there's that word, hope. And originally I was just going to do four, but as I continued in my study this morning, I wanted to just add on. So may the God of endurance and encouragement grant you to live in such harmony with one another in accord with Jesus Christ. So as I was looking this morning as well, something encouraged me and sparked me was is someone who made a post this morning, and they was talking about how teachers um, can do harm or they can do good by encouraging their students. And so a lot of times we tend to look at the negatives in people instead of really looking at the positive aspects, or we tend to look at what we deem possible for our children and for others without really identifying what that other person really wants for their life. And so when we are doing this, we're doing harm to the other person, right? We're doing harm to the other person. So it's important for us to um, encourage one another. That's what it says, so that we can all live in harmony with one another. Because when we're putting that negative seed in others because of our own agenda, because of our own theology, because of our own thought process that may not be for that other person. So what God has given us, is for us. Like, I can't tell anybody that, oh, you're wrong for not being a doctor, or you're wrong because you didn't go to school. I can't do that. Well, I can, but it wouldn't help, right? So you need to really start thinking about how we're treating other people. And then once you do that, you also need to internalize how you're treating yourself. How are you encouraging yourself? How are you making yourself better? Because at the end of the day, at the end of the day, we need to make ourselves better. And we need to look at ourselves in a positive light so that we can shed light or be that light or that glimmer of hope in other people. Because if we're constantly um, talking about negative things, or we're constantly comparing other people with with others that we might admire, we're doing more harm than good. So we're not providing that hope that people have in their lives if we are not encouraging them to continue in the path that they should go. Now, mind you, we're not telling you to say, okay, yeah, go out and do whatever you want. No, I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is to figure out a way to encourage people so they can endure and become successful individuals. And I kind of put that in yesterday, because success is not about what other people deemed our lives to be successful at. Success is how we see success. And so sometimes you have to encourage yourself as that songwriter, right? And I found that today. Where is it? Where is it? So I'm going to read the lyrics of it. Encourage yourself. A song by Donald Lawrence and the Tri City Singers. And because Facebook, you can't really play music on here, so I'm just going to read the lyrics. The lyrics say, "Sometimes you have to encourage yourself. Sometimes you have to speak victory during the test. And no matter how you feel, speak the word and you will be healed. Speak over yourself, encourage yourself in the Lord. Sometimes you have to speak the words over yourself. The pressure is all around, but God is present help. The enemy created walls, but remember, giants, they do fall. Speak over yourself, encourage yourself in the Lord." As I minister to you, I minister to myself. Life can hurt you. So till you feel there's nothing left, no matter how you feel, speak the word and you will be healed. Speak over yourself. And it goes, I'm encouraged, right? Speak over yourself, encourage yourself in the Lord. And so those are the lyrics from um, Donald Lawrence and the Tri City Singers. Like I said, you can't really play music on here. So, you have to encourage yourself. So that's it. All right. Where are we? So that's all of that. And so I know y'all are probably out. So if you're watching this on the replay, or you're probably asleep, if you're watching this on a replay, put hashtag replay, share it. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to like the Sustain Your Biz page and go to the group Sustain Your Biz. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel, which is simply Dr. TOD. And you can find all of the videos that I've created within this year. You guys have been doing this for a year. Hallelujah. Yes. So there are 7 reasons. So I digress. I'm sorry. So there are 7 reasons why it's important to have goals, right? And so one of the things that throughout the year, I've had 2 coaches throughout the year, and I don't have a coach right now because I am coaching, and now I need to really hone into the tools and in the toolbox that they have given me to um, excel and achieve the goals that I set out based on our coaching, right? So there are 7 reasons why it's important to achieve goals. So again, basically, I was in conversation with someone related to achieving goals, and these are also now I'm in just a whole new world with online community and those that are coaches and also in seminary school, right? And so we're talking and we're thinking that, and so you know we've been out. Some of us, as far as in seminary school, have been out of school for a long time, right? And so it's like, oh my gosh, we've been out of school for this, long time. We have to we have to acclimate ourselves to being back in school. We worked, we might be retired, right? And so sometimes we hear in our voice that we may be out of touch with our own selves, or we may even be out of touch with encouraging ourselves that God would not have placed us here to fail. And so sometimes we have to encourage ourselves. So, we have to ask, what are our goals? What are the goals that we set for ourselves? And sometimes these goals just kind of pop up in your head. So I have like 50 million books over here. And so, you write them down. Write them down. What are your goals? What are your goals? So when I ask you that, so what do you want your life to be in the next 5 to 10, 15, 20 years? And this doesn't matter how old you are. Where do you see yourself in the 5 to 10? Matter of fact, where do you see yourself tomorrow? Where do you see yourself next week? Sometimes we have to take baby steps in this, right? Because we are so fast to wanting to achieve our goals without taking the steps in order to achieve them. So when we think about this, I don't want you to get trapped in just focusing on one goal. Maybe within a goal, there are steps of achieving individual goals in that, right? There are steps to achieving goals in that, right? So, and then these are some things that you can do: short-term goals, you can do long-term goals. However that may be, there is power in making goals. And when you putting goals, that also is that key word that I've been saying, that there's hope, right? There's hope because putting goals in your lives allows you to reflect and shift and change that mindset that you have. You put them down and then you create steps on how you achieve them. So creating goals, they one give you direction in your life, right? Now, although you may have set these goals, if you're a CEO, you're working, or you have a particular career, it doesn't say that you can't keep adding on to your goals. People call them bucket lists, right? People call them bucket lists. So, goals help to give you direction in your life. And then goals also help others to see where you're going, right? See where that journey is. And now I'm going to say something, some may be on that journey with you for a little while, and some may have to get off in order for you to achieve your goals. So also with achieving your goals or making those, right? To make sure that we are the one choosing the direction for our lives. See what I just said? So not others, not fate, not the media, not social media, not others telling you what you should be doing, is that it's helping you to make the direction for your life. It's also there to motivate you, putting setting goals to make sure. It's also there to make sure that we get what we want from life, right? Setting goals or writing them down also saves time. I like writing down goals, or putting that as is similar to writing out your grocery list. Who knows that when you write your grocery list out, that you will spend well, first of all, you save money, and then two, you spend less time in the grocery store. Probably many of you probably have started that in this pandemic season, because we are now putting ourselves in a position that we have to decrease our spaces or around other people. And it also helps to reduce stress, right? Reduce stress. So these are some of the things of writing down goals helps you to do. And then it gives a sense of accomplishment, right? It gives a sense of accomplishment. And so when you are going through these creating your goal lists, don't forget to go to sustainyourbiz.org. And then there's a goal setting list. I'll put that in the link. I forgot to do that this morning. I'll put that in there as well, that you can write out your goals. Okay. Matter of fact, let me see if I can find it. Let me put that in there before I forget. Before I forget. I believe it's sustain your biz to win.org. Well, I can't get my stuff. There we go. I knew I had it. There we go. So this is go back. Yep. So this is it. I'm going to put it in the chat for you. Put that in the chat. So that is where you need to go. Right there, right there. So yeah, you can get there, and there's a free you can as a free downloadable for you to get your worksheet for that. All right, let's go. So it gives you direction, right? So when we're as we continue to talk about the goals, right? Have fun with creating them. Create long term, create short term, right? So while it can be fun to live without directions, like you just, off the cuff, right? In the short term and in the long term, human beings are not wired for that. So we're wired to need purpose, and we're wired to have direction. So goals give us a sense of direction, and it gives us a sense of purpose. Right. So it is often easy to let others set our direction for us. And so we take on positions because your family or friends point it out, right? I talked about that earlier. And that might be because they feel that is direction that you need to go. Or, or then we follow the dictates of of superiors, that maybe that's the way you should move. We move in other directions because of popular culture or the media tells us to do so. The simple truth is that if we do not set our own goals, then we will find it too easy to follow the path of others. And this can lead to stress, and more importantly, unhappiness. We have a greater chance of happiness and fulfillment following our own path and pursuing our own goals. Okay. And so while goals certainly give our lives direction, they also provide the motivation to get us through the difficult times and choices. So perhaps, like I said, going back to school at night, Dr. T is doing that, will encourage you to learn a different skill, so that you can improve on your industry that you're at or even change industry altogether. So, like I said, perhaps going to college at night while working full time may be stressful and difficult in the short term. That's what I'm thinking of. So, as I'm encouraging myself, I'm encouraging you. But in the long run, being able to pursue those goals or professional goals we desire will make us worthwhile, right? Make it worthwhile. We'll make it worthwhile. So goals also serve as the destination for what we really want out of our lives. For some people, goals are measured by in money or material goods, while other goals are measured in time or freedom. And so if we do not have goals outlined that suit our unique perspective, that's Jeremiah, right? 29:11. God has made us unique in every way, in suit our unique perspective on life, it is easy to become sidetracked by the life of others, right? Sidetracked by the life of others. So goals can help us save time. When you make your to-do list, um, becomes too long. When you make a to-do list I'm sorry, when you make a to-do list that becomes too long or your calendar is too full, then you can simply compare your goals to the list. Think about that. What items help you achieve your goals? What items are necessary to your goals? And then scratch off the rest that are unimportant. So again, you can start setting out those goals. And as I said before, right? So sometimes when you're setting out goals, they may look different, but they can be the same. And then you can move them into a compartment that's there. Also go in, and if you look in the academy, I believe we also have shifting your mindset course in there as well. So just as goals save time, they also reduce stress because using your goals to focus on your life and choices make it easier to choose choices that represent the goals that you created. So should you take that new position at work, or how does it match your goals, right? How does it match your goals? So the other one is the best way to achieve those goals and focus and finding success in achieving those goals is really, really some other tips here I'm going to give you there. So, the average attention span in humans is 8 seconds. So I need you to close your eyes for 8 seconds and come back. No, I'm joking. Less, less than that of goldfish. So, due to our digital connection, this number really has decreased over the years, or shortened attention span. Has really reduced our chances to find success that we desire. So, however, with a combination of tools and a mindset, me, I'm always going to go back to mindset because my motto is mindset plus sustainability equals success. So it's possible to eliminate distractions and improve your focus. So what are you saying, Dr. G? So we talked about the steps of, putting some goals and listing your goals. But now you have to there are some other steps that you have to take in order to really continue to achieve those goals. Number one, you have to prepare your mind. Before starting any task, take some time to calm your brain, right? Calm it down. I know for me, my morning, as soon as I'm waking up, the fires are just, I mean, those my engine in my brain is just going, right? And it's just going. I'm thinking of so much, you know? And so that's why I try to keep a book near me. And I know I got to get better because I have books everywhere and I have written down ideas. My goal is to put them in one book so that I can keep that. That's a goal that I'm going to set for myself by the end of the month so that I can keep everything in place. So take a few minutes to just sit in a comfortable position and breathe deeply and then breathe out. And so before you do this for about 5 minutes or get an app that you can use for there. I know for me, I've been, really honing in on devotion. So that's my time to keep my brain powering in the right direction. So, but doing this also can help you to concentrate when the time comes to, get down to business, get down to work. And then the other part is understanding where you need to focus. Focus requires an understanding of what is worthy of your focus. Your success will come down to implementing that focus into how you work. Take some time to identify those things that deserve your focus for the year, month, week, and day. So remember what I said to you? It could even go down, I'm going to even go down to hours and minutes, right? Block out time on your calendar dedicated to your focus, right? So I'm dedicated to devotion. I'm dedicated to making sure that I get that in there, right? New life, new goal, not new life, but new goals that have to get set. Then the other piece is unplug. OMG, who has their phone at their hip or actually still in their hands when they're going to bed? And even is that the first thing that you pick up in the morning? Raise your hand, put some hand emojis up in there. Yes. So you definitely want to take some time to unplug from social media. Take some time away from your work day to just not look at emails or whatever, because sometimes them emails could stress you out. And so unplug. And I know I'm going to say 30 minutes, but even 20 minutes, even 15 minutes, even 5 minutes. Start small if the time, if 30 minutes is too long, and start adding on to that, right? Either way, either at the beginning of the day or a period in the afternoon, or even before you go to bed. Find some times. You'll be surprised by how much you can get done when you aren't always being interrupted by the need to open up into social media, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, going on Clubhouse. I've heard many of people say that they're stressed out from being on Clubhouse, that they're drained and fatigued of being on Clubhouse. So anything with social media, you need to kind of, unplug. So that's the other thing. Check the thermostat, check your temperature. If your work environment is too hot or cold, it could significantly impact your focus. So sometimes we don't have any control over the heat in our lives. And I'm going to even go back to check the temperature of your relationships as well. Okay. So if you aren't in charge of that, be sure to bring a sweater to the eye. And although I love summer, I hate summer because of the air conditioner. Whoo, I can't stand it. I always tell people that I'm allergic to air conditioning. Not air, but air conditioners, because I find like I'm always getting sick. So yeah, so bring extra clothing, to keep yourself warm. Um, Take short breaks, right? As an eye doctor, I'm always saying if you're on there, do the 20-20-20 rule. I think I spoke on that yesterday with someone at church, because we're constantly on the computer now. Every 20 minutes, take 20 seconds to look 20 feet away. And look at that. Every 20 minutes, take 20 seconds to look 20 feet away. That is a form of refocusing. That is a form of getting your mind reset. And it actually works for kids too. So think about that. So taking short breaks. Whew. So y'all, I do this a lot and I didn't realize that this was a tip, but research has found. So doodling. So if you find doodle, sometimes doodling can help you to focus. So you know what? I think we were told as we were growing up, stop doodling. Not anymore. Get yourself a doodle pad. Get yourself a word book. Get yourself whatever game book. Get a coloring book. Doodle. Take some time to doodle. can add to your cognitive, listen to this, guys. Doodling can aid in your cognitive performance. So, all y'all teachers out there who are telling these kids to stop doodling, look at the science. Doodling can aid in your cognitive performance. Hashtag cognitive performance, as well as your recollection, because it helps you to stabilize the arousal at an optimal level. So if you find that you're unable to focus on tasks you need to accomplish to reach our goals, try these simple tools to improve on your focus without focus. You get that? Focus without focus. You'll never be able to achieve them. So without focus, you will never be able to achieve them. So what am I saying? Don't spend too much time focusing on focusing, right? Just try to use some of these tips and skills to be able to do that. So finally, as we are trying to figure out what your success is and what you're going to do and how you're going to move and using these tips, all right? Just be reminded that Romans 15, right? The book of Romans. Paul was trying to energize his people. And as I took this class last week, I think I'm Paul. I can relate to Paul. And I guess that answers the question. Was when I was in a babe in Christ, Romans was the book that I went to. That was my first book that I read. So I guess I'm like Paul. So finally, get to them goals. Write them down. Stop worrying about other people. Other people are relevant yet irrelevant in this situation, right? I want to energize you, put you in a mindset that you can do this, okay? You can. And so, and as the Bible says, I can do all things with Christ that strengthens me, right? And so keep moving. Your goals give you a measurable sense of accomplishment. Every goal you achieve, in fact, every step that you make toward that goal can give you a boost of energy and momentum to keep you moving. Each success powers you toward the next level of success. Now, as we close, go out and set them goals, right? Go out and set them goals. Encourage yourself because you can do it. All right. This is your girl, Dr. T. Head on over. If you are on Clubhouse, I will be on there. You can go to, I think I'm Dr. Tam OD. We are going to be in the Writer's Lounge, and we're going to talk about the letter I in writing, right? And so I talked about this yesterday. You see, I am also setting myself up to achieve goals in writing better because I was told that I was a horrible writer when I was in school. So I guess that's why I'm a doctor, right? That seed was planted in me. This is what I was talking about earlier. Stop planting negative seeds. Encourage people, right? So now though that every time I have to write, so this actually helps me to overcome those things, that negative seed. Because every time I have to write, every time I'm preparing, I get a little antsy. I'm just being honest. This is about real talk. I get a little antsy. I get and at times discouraged. So I am going to probably get a writing coach just to kind of help me through those things so that I can encourage myself because that's my one goal. Because I have to write and I have to continue to write, continue to read. And so get them goals done, write them down, get them done. I don't care how small or how big, get it done. Be blessed.